What's going on, everybody? This is Chris and Vince, your favorite combination from the Common Man Sports Talk, also known as The Commute Show. Today we are going to be talking some baseball. I'm not really too good of a baseball player. I'm just a talker. Vince is a good player and a talker. Vince, take it away.
Well, we're going to dive in with the Yankees and the Mets. Do you guys, and we'll continue with the conversation, do you think they're pretenders or contenders? Now, we'll start off with the Yankees, okay? Now, I'm going to say Yankees are going to be, they're going to be in the middle. But if I'm going to,
a game out to it?
Yeah, they're a game out. They're playing like earlier we were talking. They're playing with house money. They made a lot of trades, no expectation. So if they don't make it, no one's going to kill them. But if they do make it, everyone's going to be like, wow, that's awesome.
Who would have thought the Yankees at this time would be playing with house money? If they don't win the World Series, it's considered a joke of a season.
Yeah,
seriously. And they're talking... First of all, they might have the weirdest season I have ever seen from any sports team. They were saying, okay, this is going to be another, 88-win season like last year?
Yeah.
And they suck. They're terrible. They're out of it.
Many people even before the season were actually saying Yankees World Series due to the bullpen. And then we unload the bullpen and we end up getting top prospects. We end up bringing a monster in Gary Sanchez, who has one of the best arms I've ever seen. We bring him up. Aaron Judge
I love him.
Aaron Judge has been inconsistent, but he's still young. Has some time to grow. He's a power.
He's like 6'7".
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. And he has power. He has a good arm from the outfield.
Yep.
Then we have guys like who else do we have? Severino in the bullpen's been showing up.
Right, as a long reliever, he's nice. Just have him go in and pour it in for a couple innings, like Colon did for us.
Yep. And like Freddie Garcia as well.
Freddie Garcia was a good long reliever. Tanyan Sturts. No, I'm just kidding.
Bubba
Crosby, bring him back.
I'll never forget Enrique Wilson, my favorite Yankee of all time.
How about Aaron Boone? Oh, good times. Miguel Cairo on the 04 Yanks.
That was crazy.
Sean Chacon. But anyway, so enough of this Yankees talk. We don't want people thinking we're these Yankee homers. Vince, what do you think about the Mets?
The Mets. They're an interesting piece. They're an interesting team.
Very interesting, actually.
Before the season, they made it to the World Series, obviously, last year, and they did great. Pitching-wise, their pitching's always there.
Even with that Harvey, they got two aces. They have Colon, who might be the best pitcher on the team other than Syndergaard. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I'm going to say they're contenders. They're going to be...
More so than the Yankees, honestly.
Yeah, I would say more so than the Yankees. Their pitching staff is young and very stable, very consistent. The only thing I could say that they don't really have a stable, consistent part on their team would be the bullpen. And hitting, other than the hitting, too.
And of course, the one game I go to, I say, I think the Mets will win in a walk-off. Familia comes in, blows the save. They don't win in a walk-off. But Familia actually blew the save. But what does he have, 45, 46?
Yeah, Familia's pitching out of his mind.
He's the next Rivera. No, I'm just kidding. But no, he's really good. You got the pitchers. As long as you got Cespedes for the playoffs, at least you have someone who can hit. I
think if they have Cespedes, it's going to be good for Jay Bruce, because Jay Bruce was acquired at the trade deadline. If you have Cespedes, then he has the protection in the lineup, and he'll see a lot better pitches.
What a signing Jose Reyes was.
Jose Reyes, that was impressive. It hasn't been great, but hasn't been bad.
He's a spark. That's what he is. Or as Dave Rothenberg, Dave, I hope you're watching. Probably not. he calls him a nudge, and that's like a good he's a nudge. He gets on base. He steals a couple bases. He gets the crowd into it. By the way, I like going to Mets games more than Yankee games, and I'm a Yankee fan.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I disagree. I love the Yankee atmosphere, but I could see what you're saying. Like I've heard Yankee fans say that, so it's not not unnormal.
Yeah, like the Yankees games used to be different with the old stadium for me. Like
I much rather them keeping the old stadium and renovating it, but it is what it is.
The Mets games are so fun. Like I don't know. Like maybe it's when I went to the game with a couple of my other boys who may be watching this, probably not again, but like they were hitting like beach balls around, and it was just funny. Like I don't know. It was just. You know what it is? I think the Yankees are more corporate. People that buy tickets and all that stuff in the box seats, but that's besides the point. We're talking pretenders, contenders here.
No, yeah. With the Mets, like I say contenders and you say contenders.
I say contenders.
So I'm gonna say Yankees aren't pretenders or contenders, but I'm gonna say they're in the middle. It's tough to say. They're one game out of the wild card, 1.5 game out.
And again, you pull around this guy.
Really not too much expectations.
Yeah, like they're playing with hell's money. If they go into the playoffs. Like, what do they have to lose? They made the playoffs. That's like winning the World Series for them this year.
It's a win-win. You end up turning into a rebuilding, retooling team, trading away big players on your team, getting big prospects.
Hey, Teixeira's off the books after the year, too.
Yeah, but then yet having an ability to have your top prospects come up and even be able to contend for the playoffs is pretty crazy.
This is actually, it's funny you say this. This actually might be the most successful Yankee season since '09.
You could
really,
say that.
Is it really like crazy to say that? Because like you're saying you're rebuilding, but you're competing at the same time.
And you're retool.
It's a retool
It's crazy.
rebuild. It's like, you know, because last year, think about last year, it was nice, but all right, it was a first round exit. Like,
yeah,
this is actually the most productive season they've probably had in the last. I guess that would make it like 6-7 years. In my opinion, it's hard to say.
Because then you get a look at the young talent.
Yeah.
And still have the ability to have a chance to win.
Still got McCann.
You got McCann. I personally think that McCann should stay, but I get why people would want to move him.
Well, because you have Gary Sanchez. Yeah.
But why I would keep him is put him as a DH, because obviously he's not going to catch with Gary Sanchez there. Have him as the official DH.
Isn't that crazy to say that Brian McCann, of all catchers, who they brought in to be a catcher, defensively, not just hitting, obviously he's a great hitter, you have Gary Sanchez, and you're saying, this guy might actually be better? Like,
yeah, it's
that
crazy.
Guy's got a cannon.
The scouts all over the league used to say that he had a great arm, but they never really said that he was a good catcher.
You know what? I think John Flaherty was better. But give me Flaherty back. But what about the Mets? Like, what are they going to do offensively in the playoffs? Because like I feel like they're streaky. Like Granderson is streaky. You know?
Really streaky.
Bruce Reyes, Flores is like a streaky. You know, what are they going to do?
It's tough. If you think about it, the Mets' only pet peeve is going to be their lineup. I do think that bullpen is a decent question, but they have a decent bullpen. They have Addison Reed.
If you have starters that take you 7.
Yeah, then you're fine. But they have Addison Reed, so they should be fine there. So I'm going to say their pet peeve is going to be their lineup. If Jay Bruce doesn't show up in the playoffs, they are not going to really go too far.
Yeah, you know what? They don't have Murphy.
Murphy's gone.
Who turned into Babe Ruth in the playoffs? See,
looked like Ted Williams this season.
I just don't get it. Listen, I'm not like one of these people like crazy accusing people of steroids and stuff. The guy was a .293 career hitter for his 7 first years. Then he turned into Babe Ruth in the playoffs, and now he's acting like Carl Yastrzemski.
Yeah, he looks like Ted Williams. It's crazy.
He's on a team with Bryce Harper and hitting what, like 100 points higher, 90 points higher. And I guess Harper's protection helps, but I don't know. I'm sorry.
I can understand.
You see what I'm saying?
I can see what you're saying. A lot of people said the same thing about Jose Batista out of nowhere and stuff like that. It's fair.
You know
because if you think about it, Daniel Murphy was not really a all-star caliber player. He was a solid,
And then all of a sudden,
player.
7 years later, you turn into
the next coming of Christ in baseball. I mean,
he's Jesus Christ on cleats, hitting right now. It's crazy.
And
he's doing it for the whole season.
He really is.
And to be honest, if you were the Mets GM, would you have gotten rid of Murphy and brought in Neil Walker? I would.
I would have.
For the pay clip? Are you kidding me?
Well, not only that, thinking about it, you could have easily said, you know what, he played great in the playoffs. He was on a contract season. He won't do it again.
That's it. Exactly.
Neil Walker's a great replacement. They just got unlucky with him getting hurt.
And he actually, he hit 280 for the Mets, and he's a much better glove than Murphy.
And he has like 20 home runs.
Murphy's got 2 left feet. I mean, at second base, he's really not a good defender.
He's really not.
He looks like he's like a pretty big, beefy guy. Actually, he looks like a first baseman to me.
Yeah, they play him at first occasionally, but you're right. I can see what
he
you're
doesn't
saying.
look like a second baseman.
He looks more of an outfielder.
Yeah,
I could agree
he doesn't
with
look
that.
like he's a pretty big guy, actually. He's probably just as big as like Gregorius is on the Yankees, honestly.
Oh, Gregorius.
Yeah.
That Gregorius. Didi, I'm telling you, that guy is surprising many.
He was a good pick, because what did we give up for him?
We gave up Shane Green.
Oh, no.
You know what, that I got to say, that's the biggest loss since the Yankees lost Tony Womack. That's what I got to say.
Tony, we're naming, what's with all these 04 and 05 Yankees?
That was the period of
Mike
laughing.
Francesa, if you're watching, Jason Giambi, we need him back, baby.
And he put it as a starting pitcher.
By the way, check out my other YouTube channel, the old failed YouTube channel, Top Notch Sports. We prank called Mike Francesa, so
he was a good sport. Told me I didn't have a brain, but you know what else is new? It's all good.
He also said Steve Kerr is going to be the coach. So I think he failed on that. Mike, if you're watching, I think you got to lay off the Diet Coke. But that was good times.
No, that was fun.
That was great. Oh, man, we got to do that again.
We do.
Because I think, and you've probably seen our troll tweets, we keep trolling these ESPN and...
well, we're dead serious. We freaking take them.
You know what?
I'm telling you.
I think we're better. Because you know what? We have humor. We're different. We're just different.
We also don't belittle each other's opinions.
That's true, because you know what? You'd be out of a ride.
That was a good one.
But that's also true. Like, no, it's funny give and take. Like that's why we call it the common man sports talk. It's just we're not trying to be all. We are analytical. We're smart guys.
Yeah, and we joke around with each other. It's not,
just funny stuff.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not personal. It's just fun.
But New York sports. We got a chance. We got the Giants and the Jets. The Jets blew it. They looked like the Giants actually, but. We actually got a chance in New York sports. I mean, the Knicks this year, we'll talk about them a lot. The Brooklyn Nets, Billy Reinhardt, if you're watching, they will be the next Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, they're the best ever to do it. Yep.
How are we doing on time today?
We're doing good. We still got some. So, but one guy I want to talk about with the Mets, if I had to say, that I was surprised about, is Asdrubal Cabrera. The man,
so true.
He did get hurt this season, I think, or something like that, because I know he missed time.
He's actually
and ever
well.
since he's came back, he's been hitting consistently, driving in runs,
and that was
scoring runs.
Yeah.
Now he's looking like he was when he was on Cleveland, when he was an All-Star.
He's a super steady shortstop. Like when they brought him in, because I remember my cousin's bachelor party. It was the first time I started really getting into the Mets. This was the 30th of April, right? So a month into the season. I just when I saw that he was on the team, and I'm like, oh, Asdrubal, he's a solid shortstop.
He was a good signing.
He's nothing great. He's no great shakes. But
he's not going to kill you. He's not going to win you games.
He's just steady at shortstop. Just like Neil Walker is a little above steady. Yep. Took him away from home, from Pittsburgh, but a steady second baseman. And I happen to like Wilmer Flores, too.
I like Flores,
he's a likable player, isn't he? Like
he is.
Especially after he cried.
I have to say that was funny, though, a little bit. I have to admit.
Because
that was a tad funny.
What was it? Leaked that he was going to be traded or was traded?
Yeah, it was leaked that he was going to be traded to the Milwaukee Brewers for Carlos Gomez, and thank God they didn't do that for them.
That wouldn't have happened under Omar Minaya.
They dodged the bullet on that, though, because Carlos Gomez really isn't that good, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, you got Wilmer Flores. He could play third. I don't really love him at shortstop, obviously.
No, but in a pinch, you could put him there.
Second base, you could throw him at first. He's a big target.
He's a good utility guy.
I didn't notice how big he was. I looked him up. He's 6'3". I didn't know he was that big. But
yeah, that's just he's really and he has a bat.
He's got really pop in his bat. Like he actually could drive in runs. I mean, it's hard to hit home runs in city. So like he actually has pop. He can drive the ball and. That's what the Mets need in the playoffs. What about Ruben Tejada? No, I'm just kidding.
No, but now, so what we're going to do, who do you think is going to make it further? Obviously, we have both. We have the Yankees more of a little bit under the Mets, obviously.
For obvious reasons.
Because the Mets made it to the World Series last year. But where do you have the Yankees going if they make it, and where do you have the Mets going if they make it?
Okay, Yankees, if they make the playoffs, I don't know who they're going to play. Who would they play if they made it?
I don't know exactly, but the only way they're probably, I would assume, making it is the wild card. So they would have to verse one of the wild card teams. Detroit, it would be around Detroit, Astros.
Something tells me they'd have Tanaka on the mound, which don't lose sight of that as
underrated the whole season.
I think they'd win a wild card game, just like as stupidity. Like they just win the wild card game, but get knocked out when they play the series because the better team will win.
No, yeah, that's fair.
What do you think of that?
I think that's a fair assessment.
Isn't that like it's interesting because I just feel like for that one game they'll play like a really good game and all those Yankee fanboys will get like so excited, and I think they'll lose in a series.
Okay, so now Mets. They're tough. They really are.
They can go all. I'm not just saying this as a New York fanboy. They can go all the way. They did it last year. NLCS.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna say Yankees could make it to a series, but I don't see them going too far. Not a lot of experience on the team. A very good team, but it's just tough with not a lot of experience. That's obvious.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to say the Mets. I'm going to say the furthest the Mets will go, obviously, is the World Series. As we saw, they had the upside last year.
They could have won it, honestly.
But the only thing I see that's going to keep them from them, and I'm going to say NLCS as well, is going to be their hitting. I don't think it's going to be consistent enough, and I think the Giants and the Giants are going to and the Cubs are going to take that from them.
Speaking of that,
either one of them.
Who is going to play in the World Series this year?
That's tough.
Who on earth is going to make it out of either league? I have no idea.
That's tough. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a Giants Texas Rangers. No, you know what? A Cubs Texas Rangers.
Well, you gotta go Cubs because they got Arietta.
Yeah, you gotta. They have the best.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cubs Texas. Who do you think?
Give me Cubs and Indians.
So that's gonna be it for us for the Common Man Sports Talk. Thank you for watching. We're gonna keep posting shows. Subscribe, like, comment.
Follow us on Twitter, baby.
Thanks. Bye.